And this is too messy for me, and I actually clicked the unfollow button. The unfollow button.
Let's not pretend that I'm the one that paid the down deposit on our house. Let's not pretend that I'm not the one that paid for the Range Rover. Let's not pretend that I'm the one that paid for this whole fucking life that we live. Let's not pretend that. Let's not pretend. Let's not pretend.
So many things wrong with that video. Why are you arguing and berating the children's father in front of the children? Why are you even recording this? You're not being a good leader of your household by letting this woman, this little girl, really run rampant and run wild. Welcome to another episode of the That's Scary with Meloney P podcast. I'm your girl, Meloney P, and we are here to have a conversation. I'm gonna start out by saying this. We, meaning me, meaning you, meaning your neighbor, meaning whoever, we gotta really stop looking at these people who are on social media and thinking that what they present is truly their reality. And I am talking about the Queen of Kings. Now, if you don't know, if you go and do a simple Google, YouTube, TikTok search and look up Queen of Kings, you will see a, petite Black young lady and her like huge 6'4", 6'5", huge white husband. And they have gone viral for several years now, basically putting content out on social media, speaking about, interracial relationships, how she had like 2 kids. She was a single mom by herself with 2 kids. And then her white savior came and saved her and took on her kids, and how basically, she leads a soft life with her husband and whatever. Now, I will say, I came to know of the Queen of Kings, and I think her name is Rose and Brett. I came to know of them, I think last year. I just happened to be on TikTok, and I was like, wow, who is this man? Because he was a very, very attractive white man, in my opinion. Super tall, super huge, super big, and this little tiny woman, next to him. Like, she looks like his child. And I found them, and I really became enamored with their story, their story. So basically, from how I can recollect, she was a young mom. I think she had her first child at like 19 or 20. The child's father left her with the children alone. I don't even know if she had 1 kid or 2, but I know she had a kid, maybe 1. So let me correct myself. I'll add it somewhere, but she had a child. She was by herself, single mom. And long story short, she met this tall, handsome, huge white guy who, I think he was a bouncer somewhere in Las Vegas or some big city. They ended up meeting, dating, then they ended up getting married. Fast forward, they have this huge social media following, basically, like I said, kind of showcasing how he provides her with this life of ease. He bought her a home, he remodeled their kitchen, he takes care of, her kids, because they didn't have any kids together at the time. She has some really outlandish stories. I remember on TikTok, her talking about how when they first met, he had to protect her or go with her to get her kid back from the father, because she didn't know where her kid was, and they were kind of still new dating, but he had to protect her and all this like drama. Like, they have a lot of drama going on. And I remember thinking, this is too messy for me, and I actually clicked the unfollow button. The unfollow button. But I have to admit, I'm going to keep it a buck. I remember looking at their story and really being like, oh, that is so sweet. Like, they like to paint this narrative of women with several children will never find a man to take, who doesn't have a father in the house, especially. They'll never find a man, and they'll never find a man who'll accept the kids and this, that, and the third. And we know for sure that is not true. So the story was very beautiful. Like I said, I thought Brett was a very, very attractive man, very thick and big and tall, just a cool energy, cool guy. So I was like, this is a really beautiful story. Now, I don't want to use this word. I really don't. But Rose really gave ghetto. She really gave ghetto, and I know that she probably isn't. Well, I know that she isn't ghetto. Let's just say that. But she really did give ghetto type, because I don't know, just how she taught her twerking on camera and doing all these things. And I remember one time when her husband was having their kitchen remodeled, she was pregnant and she was literally twerking in a lot of the construction workers' face. And she got a lot of backlash for doing that, number one, doing that in front of her husband, number two, and then, you know, doing that pregnant, number three. I mean, she got a lot of backlash. Now, did I agree with it? I did not, but people were really angry. They were coming for her and saying how as a wife to this amazing man who's taking care of her, she shouldn't, you know, be twerking pregnant in front of all these men and in front of her husband. They ended up having another child. I think they recently just had another child. Maybe the baby's almost 1. This week, or in the past couple of days, Rose got on live and basically aired her husband out on live. So I'm going to play this clip of her airing him out. Now, I will say it was difficult to find this clip, but I found it. So let me play it for you guys really quickly.
Let's be real about everything. I met you in a basement laying on a mattress. Let's be real about that. Let's be real about the fact that you moved in with me, not the opposite way around. Let's be real about the fact that I never felt comfortable moving to your house because you lived in the ghetto. Let's be real about the fact that I'm the one that found the house, found the realtor, did all the footwork, did everything, paid for the fucking deposit on the house, paid for the house, everything. Let's be real about that. Let's be real about everything. Since you want to say, let's put it on live. You're the one that told me to put it on live. It's about your daughter. You went to Minnesota or whatever your baby mother is from, and you've been nothing but a deadbeat to your daughter. You knew your daughter. You knew where she was. You did not try at all whatsoever. Let's be honest about the fact that I'm the one that made you see. I'm the one that made you see your daughter. Let's be honest about the fact that when I met you, you was lying about that. The fact that you had a daughter. Let's be honest about the fact that you are a literal how angry I got when I found out that you can't see that little girl, and I told you to go and get a lawyer and go fight for your daughter. Literally pissed off that you wouldn't fight for your daughter. Let's be honest about the fact that you lie and say she was a one-night stand, but your mother even told me that y'all was together. Let's be very honest. Remember in Iowa, you literally have a police report because you did what? That's not true. You did what? Yes, you did. Why did they take the gun in Iowa? Move. Get away from me. Get away from me. Don't come near me at all whatsoever. Yeah, don't come near me because let's not come near me. Because you got in an argument with. Let's not pretend that I'm the one that paid the deposit on our house. Let's not pretend that I'm not the one that paid for the Range Rover. Let's not pretend that I'm the one that paid for this whole fucking life that we live. Let's not pretend that. Let's not pretend. Let's not pretend. Oh, okay. Let's not pretend. Let's just be very, very real. You told me to put it on live, so I put it on live. Let's be real about the fact that I paid for the Range Rover, the fact that I paid for motherfucking everything.
Now, there are a lot of disturbing things as it relates to that video, which has now since been deleted. But you know how the internet works, child. Once it's out there, somebody will find it because somebody is screen recording you. There are so many things wrong. So many things wrong with that video. Why are you arguing and berating the children's father in front of the children? Why are you even recording this? And that's kind of where I stopped initially. One thing about this couple, they are social media clowns. And I mean that in the nicest way. Like if they take a shit, they're going to record it. If they breathe, they're going to record it. Like they're going to make content. Like they're very much content creators. And I don't mean clown in an offensive way. It was just the first word that came to my mind, but it gives clown. Like if you look at their content, especially the girl, it is kind of cringe. And they really play on this narrative and conversation that, interracial, how black men not this and all this stuff. It's a lot, honestly, if you look into it. And I don't know if they've deleted some of the previous videos that I used to see that made me unfollow her, but I feel like this is where I think she went a little bit too far. They even posted a video recently where it said, if you don't take care of your women, we will. And it was like this video of all these white men with black I guess, wives with children, I guess. And it was just like is it a collage? A mirage, whatever, of white men with their black women, which, listen, I'm not no hypocrite. I'm all here for it, but I'm not here for it on either side when it's just OD, when it's just talked about like a circus. You can be a black woman with a white man and not have to put down black men. You can be a black man with a white woman and not have to put down black women. It goes both ways. But this lady Rose, if I could just give my opinion, I think that there are some mental health issues going on with her. She spoke a little bit about her anxiety. I think that there are a lot of mental health issues. I think that she's really thirsty and desperate for the camera. And I feel like these words I'm using are coming off harsh, but they're like the only words that I could use to describe what I'm trying to say. There's something off there. I think that she probably likely has some type of postpartum depression. One thing that we have to realize is that, and one thing that I had to realize, because I'm going to keep it a buck like I always like to say, I used to be the queen of looking at social media couples and like comparing my relationship to theirs, or, being jealous of certain things that I would see, or, I even went as far to every couple on social media that I thoroughly admired from what I saw and from what it appeared like their relationships were, I would put them on my vision board. And do you know, to this day, only two couples out of all, and I had a lot of them on there, only two couples, and this was years ago, only two couples are still together. Only two couples are still together that I had on my vision board. One thing that I always say that people tend to disagree with, but I think is so true, when you see these couples who are on social media bragging about their relationship, those be the main ones who do not be together in a year or so. And I'm not wishing that on nobody, but it just is how it always goes. Somebody made a good point that I agree with. The couples who are all googly eyes and putting paragraphs under each other's posts and like just constantly on camera, just trying to prove to us that they are so in love, be the main ones who aren't. The Queen of Kings, Rose and Brett, she kind of came back after this video and did another video and said that she was just drunk. They had an argument, explained and showed the paperwork where, the house is in both their names. The house is in his name because she didn't even have the credit to qualify or the finances to qualify to have her name on the home, but her name is on the title. Like, they presented all this information. I think that with them, you take what they say, what they do on social media with a grain of salt, because they are literally people who will put their whole entire breath on social media for $1. And can we blame them? Because the money is there to be made. And if you have the courage and sometimes the lack of morals to just put every single thing out there on social media, then, that's what is going to get the money. Now, I saw a video as well saying that they are separating. They ended up having the baby. I guess her husband took her on a trip to Hawaii. They ended up wanting to live in Hawaii. So they started moving. They moved to Hawaii with all the kids in a really tiny little space. And now she's saying that she wants to separate. They made a good comment that I think a lot of people don't, for some reason. And shit, I did the same thing. So what can I say? But, having a kid with somebody, and I always say this on my show, child, because I'm going to say a lot of us take, I don't want to say that because I'm not putting that on me, but sometimes we take the seriousness and the permanency of having a child with someone very lightly. They just had this baby. This baby is still a very new baby, not walking, like a very tiny little baby, and they're already separating. And it's just really sad. It's sad for the child. It's sad for the family. It's sad for the siblings. It's just a shit fire. It's a shit fire. Sometimes, this social media thing, it really, really goes too far. And deep down, do I really believe that they're separated or having these issues? I think it's a good chance that they're just doing it for, clicks and views. They're doing it for bait. Do I think that her putting them out there on social media is funding a large part of their life? I do. Do I think that, when she met him, he was a broke bum living in a basement? I don't really believe that, but it could be true because I don't know these people. It's just all really cringe. I just hated seeing that video with those children in the background while she talked about that man. And here's the thing. She talks a lot about her childhood trauma growing up. And it's wild because she's now, whether she sees it or not, whether they show signs of it or not, she's putting childhood trauma on all of these sons that she has. If you arguing with your partner, you don't have to record it. But I guess if you're a content creator, I guess, be transparent, but you definitely don't have to do it in front of your children. I don't really get bad energy, bad vibe from that husband. I don't get bad vibes from either person. But if I had to say the person that gave me the vibes would be her. Unless he's just a really good actor and really good at hiding it. They do anything for clicks and views. And sometimes I just think it really, really goes too far. The comments are really interesting. Someone said, this is actually really sad, Rose. Rose, honey, you are dealing with postpartum depression. It may not seem like a big deal, but women have killed their babies dealing with PP. It's real and it will ruin your relationships with your husband and your family. Brett loves you. It doesn't get much better than him. Get help immediately to stop this train from derailing because the grass is not always greener. Somebody said, I've been watching for a little while. I'm a mom. It's hard, but it seems like she's using this as a manipulation tactic. There are millions of single mothers and stay-at-home moms. She's immature, she's impulsive, and very manipulative. You can see it in her face. She knows he's not leaving and will do anything for her. The man moved and left his life for her health. Girl, grow up, and Brad, get a backbone with her or she will drain the heck out of you. Now that I have to agree with. I really have to agree with. Someone said he's in love with her. Shaking my head. His heart is breaking in this video. He's trying to hold it together. I feel bad for him. So yeah, I was right. Or either we're all wrong. I feel bad for him. You can sense the sadness. His family was so sad when they moved to Hawaii, praying that they get the help they need. This is exactly what happens when you make your life a spectacle. This was your choice, Rose, and the consequences are yours. Don't leave your man out there too long. You will regret it. Okay. Yeah, people are saying it's postpartum depression and self-sabotage. And I do really, truly agree that she is manipulating that man. I believe that she knows that her man, or she feels confident that her man isn't going anywhere and that he's a good guy. You can kind of see it in one of her videos when she's talking about them getting separated. She kind of has a smirk on her face. And I don't like that. My man dropped her. How did she think life would be in Hawaii on one damn income with kids in the first place? She's a social media addict. I mean, people are literally having the same consensus. Now, this is interesting. This is not postpartum behavior. She is narcissistic and he is a victim of narcissistic abuse. She removed her mask after they got married and had this baby. Then she hit him with the okie doke by isolating him from his loving and supportive family in the U.S. This is typical narc behavior. And it's escalating because the power dynamic has changed between them. And that is true. And that is why I said it is very much likely that the income that they're getting from social media is funding their life right now. I don't think so in the beginning, but I truly do think that because they put everything on social media, I think that they're getting a huge bag from it. And which is why I also think that this could also be just another scheme to get more money, more clicks, more views. But I do think the tables have turned. She has turned their marriage. She has turned their relationship, their family, even having kids into a cash cow. And I do agree with this one person. She is addicted. She is totally addicted to the limelight, the stardom, you know, all of the comments, all of the followers. She's addicted to it, and she is extremely immature. And I really feel like, and I always say, I really feel like the man is the lead, the man is the head. And this is where I have to, you know, slap Brett on the hand, because you're an older man and you're letting this woman manipulate and control your family, and your family is spiraling. There's no reason why. And again, if the money is good, the money's good. But it appears like they're saying that it's too expensive in Hawaii. But take charge over your household, sir. Like, take charge over your household. I don't know. It's just hard to read. I just feel like either they're both lying to us, or she truly is being manipulated. Here's another good comment. Don't ever give a man time to get used to you not being around. He will have peace that he hasn't had in a while, and he will have time to think about things as well. Be very, very careful separating from your man. Every single person in these comments are saying that she is abusing this man mentally, and that's very interesting and very ironic. Her being so small and tiny and him being so big. Not that that means anything, but just the optics are very interesting. Brett looks beat down. This is really interesting to see all the comments going against Rose. Damn, somebody said based on the previous videos, this is something they always do, and her shaving her head is a sign of crazy. That's too much. And even this video, I'll put the link in the description, but she even like talking about don't tempt me. Like he says that he doesn't believe that she'll make it a day or a week without him, because she's so codependent on him and she's scared of everything. And, you know, he's really her slave. I mean, that's what it gives. It just gives he's her slave, you know? The fact that he quit his job, to me, it shows lack of maturity on his side too. Because again, I have to keep saying, I know the social media thing pays very, very well. It's very, very lucrative, which is why I think this could be a scheme that Todd set up. But if this is true, you're not being a good leader of your household by letting this woman, this little girl, really run rampant and run wild. She needs to get help. She needs therapy. And really, we're just sitting here eating our popcorn, enjoying the ride. With a new baby, man, that just breaks my heart. It breaks my heart seeing that little baby crying in these videos. Listen, y'all, let me know what you think. Let me know if you follow the Queen of Kings, if you think that she's really giving narcissist vibes, or is this just a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit? Let me know. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you in the next video.